Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today, Thursday, 12th of January 2016. This is Edward with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have 3 daily newspapers for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. Ravi Raj assassination. Attorney General warns fresh trial. Court had functioned further than the usual time till midnight. The Attorney General has appealed to the Colombo High Court against its judgment in the former TNA Jaffna District Parliamentarian Ravi Raj murder case and for reopening of the case for a retrial. CB case 2000 Constitution. UNP rejected it as it created a union of regions. Also, a clause was inserted to extend her term. Responding to former President Chandrika Kumaratunga's claim yesterday that the UNP did not support her constitutional reform program in 2000, Cabinet spokesman Health Minister Dr. Rajda Senaratne said the UNP rejected it because the draft constitution in 2000 had proposed to create a union of regions, which is extreme power devolution going even beyond the federal system. Financial crisis not due to past 2 years, but due to previous regime. President releases first water to Moragaha Kanda Reservoir. President Maithripala Sirisena yesterday said, whatever allegations were levelled against the present government, the financial crisis of the country occurred not due to the past 2 years, but arose due to the mammoth debt burden created by the previous government. PM should not intervene in Veeravansa's case, says Ranjan. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe should not heed any request from anyone to intervene in the case of joint opposition MP Vimal Veeravansa, who was arrested, Deputy Minister Ranjan Ramanayaka said on Tuesday. Vimal admits to releasing vehicles. Power and Renewable Energy Deputy Minister Ajith Pereira yesterday said the National Freedom Front leader, former Minister Vimal Veeravansa, had admitted to giving instructions to a senior official of the State Engineering Corporation to release vehicles to his kith and kin. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. GSP Plus on the horizon. European Union proposes a facility to Sri Lanka in recognition of Lanka's commitment to 27 international conventions. The European Union yesterday proposed to restore the GSP Plus trade concession to Sri Lanka after taking the country's unwavering commitment to strengthen good governance, human rights, labor conditions, and environment protection into account. The EU, in recognition of Sri Lanka's commitment to ratify the effectively implement 27 international conventions on 5 spheres including human rights, has made a proposal for the restoration of this facility to Sri Lanka. Government's commitment to good governance paved way for GSP Plus restoration. The government's rigorous commitment towards reconciliation, democracy, and securing human rights in the last 2 years has paved the way for the EU's decision to restore the GSP Plus trade concession, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said. Restoration of GSP Plus boost for apparel sector. The European Union's decision to restore GSP Plus trade concession to Sri Lanka will boost the apparel sector and thereby open for more employment venues for Sri Lankans, the Presidential Media Division states in a press release yesterday. Restoration of GSP Plus will also help increase the country's export income, thus greatly benefiting the thousands of youth employed in the apparel sector by this decision, the release said. 2 influenza H1N1 deaths at Kandy Hospital. 2 kidney patients in Kandy Hospital died of influenza H1N1 yesterday. 2 out of the 3 deaths reported from the Kandy Teaching Hospital were caused by H1N1. The deceased are 2 males, one is 35 years of age and the other an elderly individual. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. European Commission proposes GSP Plus for Sri Lanka, subject to EU Parliament ratification. The European Commission yesterday proposed that a significant part of the remaining import duties on Sri Lankan exports to the European Union market should be removed by the European Union in exchange for the country's commitment to ratify and effectively implement 27 international conventions on human rights, labor conditions, protection of the environment and good governance. Muragahakanda water fill begins. With the press of a button, President Maithripala Sirisena opened the sluice gates which sent water cascading into the Muragahakanda reservoir last morning. The Muragahakanda project is the biggest multifunctional irrigation project in the area. The president was warmly welcomed at the venue by the farmers of the Anuradhapura district and after the water filling process had begun. Counter-Terrorism Act accent on securing national security. The draft policy and legal framework of the proposed Counter-Terrorism Act has been amended, reviewed and revised in light of observations made by United Nations expert. A cabinet proposal made by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe states. Cabinet on Tuesday approved submitting this document to the Sectoral Oversight Committee on National Security and to commence drafting of suitable legislation to secure the national security interests of Sri Lanka. Cabinet spokesman Minister Rajendra Senaratne said. With that, let's come to the end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlight.